Welcome to Frog Street Assessment. In this overview, you will see how Frog Street Assessment could be your solution to automating all your assessment needs, including measuring a wide variety of language, math, and other developmentally appropriate skills, creating multiple classroom reports based on customized criteria, monitoring individual student classroom and district progress, and making connections at home. There are 3 levels of account access in Frog Street Assessment. District Admin, which would allow a user to view students and assessment data from multiple locations within a district or organization. School Admin, which allows a user to view students and assessment data from a single location. And Teacher, which allows a user to view only the students assigned to a single teacher. We are going to take a look at Miss Fanny Frog's teacher account. From the home page, you will see a row of icons to choose from. Let's start with User Management. Selecting User Management will provide a menu below to choose from. From here, you can manually manage classrooms or groups within your teacher account, manage students, or add a new program. Let's look at Manage Programs. By adding a new program, you will create a way to aggregate test results based on criteria you choose. Our default program is Home Language Spanish. When a student's profile is associated with Home Language Spanish, his or her parent letter will be automatically generated in Spanish, even if the student completed the assessment in English. By clicking on Add New Program, you can create a new program based on any criteria you might want to use when filtering data for a report. Associating a student with a program is as easy as the click of a button. Now, let's look at the Managing Students tab. From here, you can add a new student, deactivate or reactivate a student, or edit the student's profile. Let's look at Apple Annie's profile. Our student profiles include fields for gender and race, which will allow you to aggregate test results for these demographics. But if you need more options for demographics or custom criteria, here is where you will associate a student with a program you have created to show that criteria. You'll see that Apple Annie is already assigned to Miss Frog's morning class, but we can also assign Annie to a program by selecting Assign New Program, then selecting the program we want to associate her with. It's that simple. From the Manage Classes tab, a teacher can create multiple classrooms or groups for her students. Here we see Miss Frog has both morning and afternoon classes. Once testing is completed, she could run reports for her individual classes or generate a report with combined results from both classes. Miss Frog can also add a student directly to a class or group she has created, or move a student from one class or group to another. The Learning Library icon allows you to access program resources, including instructional videos for Frog Street Assessment listed by feature. Our Frog Street User Guide, which gives an overview of each assessment subtest, and our Privacy and Security Policy. Test Utilities will allow you to print a blank hard copy of any assessment subtest to use for students who might need to respond on paper or who do not have internet access at their testing location. Now, let's take a look at the online testing icon. Here is where you will go to assign and administer individual assessment subtests. To assign a subtest, select Assign Online Test, then choose a subject. Next, you will select a language, and finally, choose from the bank of tests listed by subject and by beginning, middle, or end of year. Test titles marked with an M indicate that this is a test in which the teacher will sit down with the student in front of the computer or iPad to administer the test. If a title is marked with an O, this indicates that the subtest is observational and can be answered by the teacher without the student present based on the observation the teacher has made or recorded over time. You can assign a test to an entire class by leaving class assignment selected. You may also uncheck the box next to Use Rosters at time of test taking. This will allow you to assign tests to select students as opposed to an entire class. To assign a test to multiple classes, you can select Group Assignment and select multiple classes in which to assign tests. This makes it much easier for administrators who want to assign tests to multiple campuses and classes at once, as opposed to teachers assigning their own test. To assign all tests from a testing window, which is usually about 30 tests, it should take under 10 minutes. Please note that Frog Street is currently implementing a new process for administering tests that bypasses the process of assigning tests and allows a teacher to go directly to the subtest. Frog Street will update our information as soon as this new feature is available. One more option from Assign Online Test is to assign a subtest in Teacher Preview mode. From here, you can preview each test without it affecting your student results. You will still need to answer yes or no for each question, but your test results are not reflected in the system. For demonstration purposes, let's select one more subtest to add to the queue here at the bottom. This grid lets you keep track of the tests you've assigned individually. The grid will disappear once you have logged out of your account. Once you have assigned tests to your class, you will be able to administer these tests to the students you have included in your assignment by selecting the second tab under Online Testing or Review Grade Online Test. Notice you may filter test assignments using the options here at the top. An important field to note is the Date Time option. From here, you can filter your assignments according to the time period you assign them. This is helpful if you know you made assignments in the last 3 months, but they seem to have disappeared. Try changing the date time to all, and your assignments will reappear. Below the filter, you will see the grid showing the test you have assigned. The default view will show the last assignment you made at the top, but you may also sort your assignments by clicking on the heading of each column. By using this feature, you can sort the date oldest to newest, by title A to Z or Z to A, by teacher name for school and district admins, or by the classes or groups you have created. Here you will see the tests we just assigned to Miss Frog's AM class. To understand the columns you see here, notice the legend below the grid. NS represents students who have not started the test assignment. Here you will see you have 2 students who have not started this test. If you hover over the column, you will see which 2 students have not started. IP, or in progress, represents students who for some reason began a test but did not complete the test. Hovering over this column allows you to see which student did not complete this test. By going to that student's name in the roster, you will automatically be directed to pick up at the question where the student last left a question unanswered. PR represents pending review. This is not a column relevant to Frog Street assessment, and results should not appear here. If for some reason you do see a number in this column, please contact Frog Street Customer Service. FINI represents the number of students who have completed this test assignment. You may hover over this column to see the names of these students. You may also hover over the people icon on the far right to see all of the names of the students who were assigned to this particular test code. Clicking on the test code is what allows you to administer this test to an assigned student. Notice that a new window opens. After selecting the student's name, you will have the option to begin the test, followed by some instructions. These same instructions are given in your user guide and should be reviewed before you sit down with the student or before you begin student observations. This process will help you with knowing what to expect before you are ready to administer tests. All but 2 of Frog Street's assessment subtests are yes or no questions, which you will choose according to the student's response or based on your own observations. Once a subtest is completed, you will have the option to keep working, which would allow you to alter your answers, or to submit the test. After the test is submitted, you may have the option to select another student for the same test or to select another test for the same student. If you have completed testing, you may simply close the window, which will take you back to your assignment grid. You will need to refresh the page to update the columns in the grid. From here, you may also continue testing by choosing another test code, or you may go to the reporting icon at the top to view immediate testing results. Selecting Dashboard from the Reporting tab will open up a new window. Your test results will first appear in order from newest to oldest. By dragging the box to the area below, you can see a classroom combined result for all students who have completed a single test assessment. The colored icons below the results allow you to view results by student summary, item analysis, a class diagnostic, custom reports, or results by grouping. For more information on how to aggregate data using these options, please refer to the instructional videos for you in the Learning Library. The most common report you may use is the Student Results option. By choosing Select Test at the top right, you can select individual tests by title to add to your report. Once you have chosen the test you want to include, selecting View Student Results will generate a report showing all students in your class and their test results by title. By selecting Options, then select Columns, you can add additional information to your reports, including student ID, results date, class name, and raw score. You may also want to select Show Growth by Percentage or Raw Score, which allows you to chart a student's growth or decline between 2 side-by-side columns. This is a valuable feature when measuring growth between beginning, middle, and end-of-year windows for a subtest. By changing the View option at the left, you can see results grouped together by student name. At the top of the page, you will see an option for Student History. Using this feature allows you to see a selected student's testing history from beginning of time, newest to oldest, or oldest to newest. This could be ideal for sitting down with a family member to review a student's test results quickly. Clicking on the magnifying glass from a subtest allows you to see specific details of the results, with options to show or hide data. It even has an option to view a student's results according to Head Start and state standards. Not all state standards have been implemented at this time. Please contact your Frog Street representative to find out more about embedding your state standards in Frog Street Assessment. Finally, our parent reports and practice card options make a quick and simple way to keep families informed on their students' progress, as well as giving them an opportunity to practice skills using a PDF automatically generated based on a student's response to individual test questions. From the list of completed tests, select which ones you would like to include in your parent report or practice card PDF. Select which classes you want to include, or select Show Students to choose individual students. Now click Create Report. It can take a few moments to generate the PDF reports. At the top of this page, you will see a small icon with the PDF symbol. It will turn solid green when the reports are completed, but you may click on it now. You will see a list of reports you've created by date. The status column will indicate if the report is ready. Highlight the report you want to open, and then wait while the report opens up in your computer's PDF reader. This can take a few moments depending on your internet speed and the number of students or tests you selected. Parent reports will populate with students' and teachers' names, giving parents a summary of how to read the students' results below. The practice card report reflects the questions and answers the student answered incorrectly or declined to answer. These reports can be emailed or printed out to be sent home or may be used in class for practice. One last feature in parent reports allows you to create practice cards from any test you have selected, generating a PDF showing all questions on a test without the need for student results. This concludes our overview of Frog Street Assessment. We hope this quality, research-based tool will be your solution to assessment, allowing you to get back to the joy of teaching.